Hello, everyone, and welcome to Perspectives in Coffee. I'm really pleased to bring you a new guest today, Ryo Mikami. I'm going to let him introduce himself. Just another coffee professional that we connected through green coffee screens, of all things. And so we're going to walk into some of his story, what he's been doing in the coffee world, and we'll dive deeper here. But Ryo, please introduce yourself and a little bit about what brought you into coffee and how we got connected here today.
Hi, my name is Ryo Mikami. I'm a coffee consultant and a founder of the microlots named Roaster Design Coffees. I started my coffee careers from the Starbucks as a part-time job. Then I found the coffee is very attractive for me. And before the coffee industry, I was getting involved in the wine industries. And I found the coffee is pretty much similar to wine things. So, but the coffee is not developed so much compared to the wine industry. So I decided to get involved in the coffee business and industry more and more. Yeah, so then after the Starbucks, I was very interested in the coffee itself, like a terroir, the varieties, and how it tastes, because I was very excited about the sommelier skills. So they can understand the terroirs and they can express what the wine likes, and also even they can tell the vintage, the precise vintage. So I'm very surprised at kind of skills. Then maybe so I just imagine if I can do that kind of same thing for the coffees, it's very nice. And that kind of the industry is not built yet in Japan and also including worldwide. So I've decided to get involved in the more green bean size. So I've decided to move to the green bean importers, named Watabu.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
You know, I just jumped right into kind of what brought you into coffee, but maybe just a real quick introduction. Where you're located, what your coffee company is, what you're currently doing, you know, kind of the offer.
Yes, my shop name is Roaster Design Coffee, based on the Kanagawa prefectures. The Kanagawa is near to the Tokyo, so my shop is mostly a boundary for the Tokyo and the Kanagawa, so it's pretty much the Tokyo size. And we are very small micro roasteries and roasting the coffee and selling the specialty, mostly the microlot coffee to the customers. And actually, the shop is owned by my wife. She used to work for the roasteries, and she decided to open her shop. And I joined with her as a consultant and a green bean sourcing. So she roasts the coffee. I also roast the coffee, but I do the coffee training and green bean procurement. That's my role. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'm sure you could tell us a lot of interesting stories about being your wife's consultant. So that's a challenging role. Whenever a husband and wife team, or whenever you have a family business,
it's kind of struggles.
Yeah, but you can also really unite on a project. So your victory is double sweet. Yeah. Well, so I'm slightly familiar with Kanagawa just because of some friends that are in Yokohama, so also outside of Tokyo. Yep. But I've never been to Japan, and I think a lot of us have, from the U.S., from other places, we have ideas about Japanese culture, certain things that come from maybe traditional darker roasting methods, slow brewing methods, some of the siphon, some of what we've seen, the romance of coffee in Japan. But then there's this modern expression as well with a very luxury experience, very exotic coffees, expensive coffees that are going to Japan. So can I experience both of those worlds now? Like, what's it like if I come to your area, if I'm looking for coffee? What what will I experience, I guess, today in coffee in Japan?
Yeah, there are very many coffee shops in Japan, also in the Kanagawa and Tokyo areas. So it's still diversity. There is a very nice diversity. So you can taste the very traditional coffees, and also you can try the like a modern coffee shop like our shop, like Southwest styles,
Yeah.
and also yeah. So I think the traditional style is getting fierce because younger people want to try to more south wave style and lighter roast coffees, but there is still many traditional styles. So you can taste siphons and milk drip, and also full service coffee service. And if you want, you can taste Blue Mountain coffees, maybe
Yeah.
in the
Yep.
the Japanese how can I say the signature coffee.
Yeah, yeah. When it was hard to find Blue Mountain, it was because the Japanese roasters had
Yeah.
bought it all. So,
Yeah.
so
First ever.
your
Yes.
your roastery and cafe, you're more focused on some of the new modern styles of coffee, lighter roasting. So, what kind of coffees excite the young modern coffee palate over there? What kind of green coffees are you buying? What kind of profiles are you looking for? What kind of we have many people who watch the channel who might be green coffee producers or sellers, right? And so they're always interested. What's Japan looking for? What's hot in the market?
I think fruity coffees is getting very popular in especially the younger generations. Yeah, yeah. But actually, our customers may be ranging to 30 years old to the 50 years old, so a little older than the normal younger ages.
Sure.
But yeah, those ages people are very aggressive. I mean, very positive to taste the new things.
Okay.
That yeah, so that they love to drink like lighter roast and a fruity and very bright acidities. So then we can, we describe the coffee with flavor most things, and they are very happy with that kind of explanations.
Okay. So when you say fruity coffees, they're bright, clean, juicy coffees, or are they heavily fermented, winey coffees? Some of the new natural processed and special processed coffees
Yeah.
are very exciting to some people and not exciting to others. So how has the general Japanese audience found the new experimental coffees?
Mostly we have a positive feedback from the customers,
Okay.
but the taste is very too unique. So some people don't like that kind of too much fermented coffees,
Okay.
and some people like they're very there is very new. I've never tasted before, so I like it. Yeah, so there's two types.
Yeah.
So yeah, personally, I'm not good at the heavily fermented coffees, but the fermented coffee, including
Sure.
infused coffee also. Infused coffee also have a very unique character, so people love to experience the kind of diversity of the flavors and tasting
Right.
things.
Right, right. Well, that's fascinating. So, what are some of the top sellers just at your cafe? I won't ask too many more questions about coffee habits in Japan, but
Yeah.
what are some of the top sellers? What are some of your customers' favorites, or even your favorites?
Yeah, it's Ethiopia. Yeah.
Okay.
Both Russian naturals. Currently, I think for the retail, the natural is winning the Roaster coffee in my shop. So people, historically, I don't know sure, but the Ethiopian coffee is very popular in Japan in old days. It was named like Mocha
Yeah.
Ethiopia.
Yeah.
So even for the elder generations, they are familiar with the mocha coffees, and most of people also loves the kind of floral flavors that mocha coffee exhibits. So
Right, right.
yeah, for our shop, still the Ethiopian is big
Okay.
champion.
Okay, great, great. So I said it at the top of the show, but you and I connected because you were looking for some green coffee screens for your roast competition. And so maybe you can tell us a little about your consulting and the Japan roasting competition that's coming up that you're preparing for. Let's dive into some roasting topics. So tell us a little about that and what you're doing and some of your experience there.
Yeah. So when I was in the coffee importers, Wataru, so I was trained for the coffee roasting suitable the specialty.
Yeah.
So before the specialty, the roasting is not like more diverse. It's not the way the technique is not diverse yet like now. So, but when I joined the Wataru, my mentor told me for the specialty you have to roast like this way because the specialty coffee has a more flavors and a very bright acidity. So you have to bring out those characteristics so suitable for the cupping. So you cannot do the darker roast because the darker roast smashed all the coffees and ruins every flavor. So you have to stay on the maybe medium to medium darker roast. Then I was trained and knew the methodologies of how to roast the coffee and how to maximize the flavor things. Then I had a knowledge for the coffee things. Then I also, so my basic job was interesting greeting to the roasters. And those roasters most of those roasters are very new to the specialty coffee. They don't know much about how to roast a specialty coffee properly. So in that case, I tell them how to roast the coffee how to develop the flavors and things. Then the years has passed like that way. Then in 2014, I was invited for the Japanese coach for the WCRC from one particular roasters. And why I was selected by that roaster is that because I have the knowledge for the green beans and also the coffee roasting knowledge.
Yeah.
So I was invited as a Japanese coach, and I traveled Italy with him. And we competed the roasting championship together. So that was my first experience and initiation of to compete in the competition world.
So that was 2014. Who was your competitor that year?
The roaster's name is Mr. Goto.
Mr. Otto. Okay.
Goto. He's from the Hokkaido, a very north part of Japan.
Okay.
And 2014, he won the national competitions, and then he selected as a Japanese representative for the competition CLC. And he was my customer. So
that's great.
And I also the friend. So he knew me very much, and he relied on to me. So and also I can speak a little English, so so I can work with the.
That's great. No, your English is great. That's a fascinating journey from your expertise in importing, and then because you were importing some of these specialty coffees, you had to help the roasters kind of align with the roasting method that would make those coffees really shine and exhibit the flavors that they were interested in and that you were selling them. So I haven't heard of many importers turning into roasters. A lot of times I think roasters are interested in become importers, or they work the other direction perhaps. Maybe cafe owners, they become roasters, but good for you. So how did Mr. Otto do that year in the competition? Was it okay, or?
Well, that was tough competitions, and we do our best, but unfortunately he couldn't get the nice prize at that time. Yeah, because that was our first time to try, so we don't know how we didn't know about how the evaluation axis precisely. So we just to give what we thought the best. So, that is not gonna match with the evaluation axis. So actually, we failed.
No, you learn so much at those competitions. There's a lot that goes into multiple entries. When you come back the second year and third year. So since 2014, that was you're going on 10 years now. Have you had other experiences and you've been consulting or coaching other roasters? What's your work been like in the last 10 years with working in roasting?
Yeah, so I experienced about coffee championship with the roasters. So it became like my promotions. So other roasters call me for the next time competition. So I successfully continue the roasting coach for the competitions. So so successfully I earned like those careers and accumulate the knowledges for competing. So that gives me much more for the roasting techniques and
Great.
knowledge. Yeah.
And
so
how many competitions, do you know offhand how many competitions you've helped people compete in or competed in since then?
I've helped 88 competitions.
How many?
So
Eight?
Eight.
Yes. Yep. So almost each year. Yeah.
Yeah, almost every year.
Yeah. And so let's fast forward to this year. You have a competition at the end of August or beginning of September, and what's that look like?
So we had an official schedule, and it's gonna be November.
Oh, November. Okay.
Yeah. So it moves to the fall season. Yeah.
Great. So what kind of things are you practicing and training for now? What's the preparation look like? If someone else is interested in going into a roasting competition, what kind of things should they be doing 3 or 4 months beforehand? So
firstly, they must know about the roasting machines. So we're gonna use Stronghold S7X. It's Korean made and very new to the market. So there's still few knowledge to manipulate that kind of electrical roasting machines.
Right.
So the computer must know how to manipulate and use things, and also what is output when he tried to do some particular roasting. So the first thing, the computer must know what the coffee roasting machine is like.
Yeah.
And else know about the individual difference. So.
Right. The Stronghold. So from your experience, what are you experiencing in compared with I forget the name of your traditional Japanese machine that you spent a lot
Fujigori.
Yeah, the Fujigori. So in comparison with a more traditional style drum roasting machine, you have convection, it's fully convection, but you also have the infrared.
Yes.
And so the roasting method is quite different. What are you finding it seems to be an opportunity, but it's also challenging, some of the differences between the traditional and this modern Stronghold approach?
Yeah, it was very challenging, and Stronghold is very unique and fascinating for me because, as you mentioned, there are 3 types of the heat source. The one is the halogens, it's radiations, and one is the hot airs, and it's a convection, and the last one is the drum heaters, is the convections. So usually traditional roasting, you usually use 2 types of heat sources. In the Fuji Royal case, it's a cylindrical drum roasting.
Right.
In that case, it uses convections and then conduction.
Quite a bit of conduction, yes.
And they still in Japan, there is still direct frame style roaster still in Japan. So the cylinder is perforated many holes, and there is a burner setting below the cylinders. So the beans can catch the radiation heat from the flame
directly. Wow.
Yeah. So this kind of the roasting machine can use the radiations and the convection compared to the traditional cylindrical roasting machines. But it's still few to use 3 kinds of heat for source. But the Stronghold can offer that kind of very complicated heat source management.
Yeah.
So it's pretty new to the industry. And also, we working few years for using Stronghold S7X. Then we figure out how each heat source is create what kind of flavors. So yeah, that was very nice to me, and yeah,
Yeah. Well,
must be
good.
the industry must be happy with that machine. Yeah.
Yeah. No, my friend here in Portland, Oregon, he has a couple of Stronghold machines,
Mhm.
and he's quite happy with them. But you have to enjoy. I think with all new roasters, you have to really enjoy understanding,
Mhm.
how I manipulate all the different heat sources, and then the cup result. You
Mhm.
have to be very systematic in your roasting to figure out how you're
Yeah.
impacting your beans. Is it a secret what beans you're working with? You'll be bringing some of your own beans, and then they'll give you some beans to compete with, or is there anything you can share about how you're preparing now?
Well,
It's
the
okay
green
if
beans.
it's okay if you need to keep this confidential.
No, 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 no. For the greens, it's not disclosed yet for the competition beans, so
Right.
we do not still understand.
Right.
But actually, we are trying to aiming the roasted coffee in between the Arbitron 90 to 80.
Okay.
Yeah, because yeah, through the multiple competition experience, it seems like a little lighter roast is appreciated in the competitions.
Yeah.
So we've tried some a little darker, a little lighter roasters, but yeah, I would say below 90 or edge on the 90, average 90 is good for the competitions.
Yeah.
So the first we have to aim to should be fall in the kind of range first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And my friend was also telling me, because he's competed in both the SCA and the Golden Bean roasting competitions. One of the challenges at those competitions is that you're trying to roast often a lighter roast, nuanced flavors, very sweet, very complex coffees, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they are cupping them immediately, or they're cupping them so quickly after roast. And some of our roasting styles taste really good after 3 days or 7 days or 10 days, And so that resting period isn't afforded in a competition where we're trying to close the competition in, maybe 1 or 2 days or maybe 3 days. But so that's a challenge. You have to figure out how to quickly roast for quickly having quick cupping results. You're not worried about what they taste like in 10 days. You're just worried about what the judges are going to taste, right?
Yeah.
In 1 or 2
Yeah.
days. So that's a challenge for those competitions as well.
Yeah. So
Yeah, any other thoughts there?
you know,
I
yeah.
was going to move on to one of our new topics, unless you had some other things on the competition scene to talk about there.
The most toughest part in the competition is it's very limited practice time. Even though we practice one particular type of machines, but when I go to the competition side, it's same model but a different roasting machine. So the props, the settings, all data is very different from the other model. I mean, the same other machine, even though it's the same model. So we have to extract the many data and how they move. But there is so limited time for the get used to that kind of machines.
Right.
And also we abandoned to the cup with the coffee from the roasting in the practitioner sessions. So I disagree about that kind of system, but it's rules, so we cannot taste the
Right.
roasted coffee. So I think it's the toughest part in the competitions.
And everyone faces that, so they all have to adapt to the quick change.
Yeah.
Recently in Houston at the SCA Expo,
It was very terrible.
yeah, were you there?
Yeah, I was there.
You were there. Oh, I wish we would have met each other, but we met each other after. But yeah, I had heard about the challenge of the practice days beforehand. I think the electrical load was different than when you were in the conference center. And so you almost had to adjust your profiles from the day before, because the electric,
Yeah.
the machines were getting a different amount of electricity. So that's a challenge.
Yeah, that was choice. We are so surprised and like that. What?
Yeah. Well, now you know what to look for if that happens. If suddenly the machine is running hot or cold, you better make some changes quick.
Anyway, we have to adjust, adapt to it. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Good. Well, before we wrap up or go too long, there is a third important point that we wanted to talk about, and that kind of goes back to the beginning of your story, how you you fell in love with coffee kind of through the wine industry and as a sommelier, and you realize there's not all of the information that you thought you might want to share or that you might want to have available. So you've been working on a book. And could you tell us a little bit about kind of your motivation or what you hope to cover in the book, when and how it might be available? So tell us about your work.
Yeah. So as I mentioned before, the knowledge and technology, methodology is not widely spread in the coffee industry, especially in Japan.
Right.
So when I look into the wine industry, even wine connoisseurs, wine lovers, know pretty much about the wine things, like a terroir, the variety, how to brew it. But when I look to the coffee industry, it's very few people to do that. Yeah, most customer doesn't know how the process is, never heard of the variety things, and also they even didn't know the how to taste the coffees. So I wanna make it more like a smooth industry, so everybody knows how to taste
Interesting.
know the coffees precisely. So that was my motivation to share my information for the public.
Yeah.
So I wrote the many data information at my blog, and it's very too rich content, like 10,000 words or something. So it's a lot, but
I think a lot of authors have produced good books off of blogs. Those blogs become sections and chapters of books, and so that's great. We'll be sure to share any links that you have or to your blog in the show notes here. So tell us a little more, like kind of who the target audience might be. Then is this like I've heard from other places in the coffee world that a lot of knowledge might be published first in English and then has to be translated, but not everything is translated. And so if you're not following the English news or the coffee, influencers in English, you might be missing some of this. So are you trying to help kind of the, like the young coffee enthusiast or the young barista? Or are you writing this material for like specialty trainers, specialty roasters? Who's kind of the target? Who's going to pick this book up first and say, this book was written for me?
Yeah, of course, I would say everybody, but
everyone can enjoy it.
Yeah,
sure.
Everyone, but especially for the professionals.
Okay.
Because I was working in the coffee importers, then I deliver the green coffee to those customers, but they didn't know much about the terroir things, even though they are roasting the coffee and interested in the coffee business. So I felt a huge discrepancy about this fact. So that was my motivation to develop my knowledge and introduce the customers and the coffee professionals.
Yeah.
So the program is still there, and I wrote the other kind of book, like it's about the coffee terroirs.
Is that your book?
Yeah, new book written in Japan.
Hey, all right. Where is that available?
It's in Japan.
I mean, Japan online, Japan Amazon.
Yeah, online. Yeah, Japan. Yeah. So,
okay.
Well, this kind of maps, terroir maps, it's very normal things about the coffee, wine industries. But when I try to find these things in the coffee industry, we cannot find this kind of materials and informations. So I thought it's a huge loss for the industry. So I decided to develop these things more and more, and then I introduced the customers, the coffee professionals.
Okay. Wow, that's fantastic. Is it only Japanese? Is it bilingual?
Yeah, just only Japanese. So
Okay.
I'm looking for the English translator, but
Yeah,
I
that's a
couldn't
big
find it.
task. That's a big job. Well, maybe someone watching would be a great candidate and interested in that. So um, maybe we can get a recommendation. Uh, it's interesting that you mentioned that these resources were available in the wine industry because just recently I went through my CVA coffee value assessment training, and for all of the for all of the unfortunate for all of the unfortunate events, I'll say, in the execution of the CVA,
Mhm.
coming out of my course, I do believe that there were some good intentions and there are some good things that are coming from this. I truly believe there's some good things. I think that even really good intentions can unfortunately look bad when the execution is not careful. And so I think the execution was most criticized for the CQI, CVA, all of the rollout, right?
Yeah, yeah, it was very sudden for us.
So sudden, so
Yeah.
shocking, and a lot of people were financially hurt by it. But to connect to your point, the so a lot of the new scoring system and the way we go about scoring coffees using the CVA actually gave me more confidence because they're rooted in the methodology that sommeliers use and the wine industry uses and the tea and other industries use. The food tasting industry, for example. So some of the scales that we all got so accustomed to with the cupping form, our 6 to 10 point scale, was actually for the rest of the industry, the food and beverage industry was actually quite strange. And so moving to some of the CVA framework actually brings us closer to the rest of the food and beverage industry. So again, I appreciate your perspective moving from as an importer into the roaster from kind of the wine industry sommelier into the coffee industry. I think that we have a lot to learn from you, and it's best when our industries collaborate together. So
Pleasure.
yeah, I'm really glad you can lead that charge. Um, Anything else about the book? Kind of what you hope people will walk away with, why you would encourage people to buy the book, and then what maybe in the future could
Yeah.
come after that book. What other projects are you considering or thinking?
Yeah, so firstly, I want to introduce my new book, The Coffee Fanatics.
Book number
So
2?
this is my accumulation of the knowledge and the careers past 15 years. So I was supported by multiple coffee professionals and very talented mentors and producing countries also and worldwide. I started my coffee career from the coffee couples. Then, so firstly, I get involved in the couple excellence judging of the early
Right.
stage of my careers. So then I learned a lot about coffee evaluation things. So my base cupping platform is based on a COE cupping form, and I'm really appreciated about that kind of system. And so then I I met many good people, especially in the producing countries. They guided me how to evaluate the coffee and how to
Yeah.
they told me how the production process, like how the wet coffee was once the coffee was prepared by the wet mills, and how after coffee is drying in the African bed, and then I was very happy about to know that thing. So I just wanted to share my knowledge to my coffee pals and friends, customer roasters, and also the colleagues. So, and beyond that, I also experienced the roasting methodologies because I was in imports, green coffee importers. Then sometimes we invite the coffee professional from the like USA or maybe the first in country about the coffee roastings. So I think it was 2009. The SCAJ, Specialty Coffee Association of Japan, invited Mr. Paul Songer, who is a technical manager. I'm not sure, but the technical head manager of the Cup of Excellence. And then he gave us a 2 day seminars. Then hopefully I have a knowledge about a little bit about the chemistry, so I could help as a translator for the seminars. Then I gained that kind of knowledge also. So through the competition, of course, through the competition, I got multiple knowledges. And I had many chance to communicate with other coffee roasters, the professionals, so we can share those insights. So then those knowledge and methodologies is like fermented in my head, and then it's coming like this way.
Okay, great. So everything that people have poured into you, you're continuing to pour it out. Good job. I think some of us have a hard time finding the time or the words to put it into a book. I would love to write a book, but I need the time and words. I'm glad I can make a video here so that you can share your book with the world.
Oh, great. Yeah, that was my pleasure.
Yeah. So Rio, what's the best way for people to contact you, get a hold of your book? We'd love to put them in touch. Of course, they can check out in the notes below and other ways that they might see this video. But how do you encourage people to reach out if maybe they're in Japan, they're interested in learning with you or getting some consulting? Maybe you have just kind of a global connect point as well.
So currently, I'm building in the global hub for our shop and the consulting service, but I haven't built it yet. But currently, I have the website to adapt for the English explanations. So you can, so the people who wants to contact with me, they can come through my English website. So I can give you the links and that things. Okay. And also, I'm developing the blog within English. There is still few, like 3 blogs, but I'm planning to increase more articles monthly. So I think it's going to be fascinating for the coffee connoisseurs.
Great. Yeah. So you'll post that on your website, maybe LinkedIn or some other channels if you're using social media? I'm not sure.
Yeah, like Instagram.
Okay.
Like X. But Instagram or Facebook is more handy.
If they go to your website, they should be able to find all those links as well.
Yeah.
And then one more time, the name of your cafe. If anyone's in Kanagawa and they want to find your cafe, where are you at? What's the cafe?
Roast Design Coffee.
The Roast Design Coffee. Okay, Roast Design Coffee. Well, thank you so much for your time. Really a pleasure to meet you, and can't wait till I get to meet you in Japan or maybe somewhere else in the world. Try some of your coffees. So until next time, we'll look forward to maybe after the next book, or if you have some more things to share, we'll have to have you on again.
Yeah, let's keep in touch.
Great. Many thanks.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.